A good afternoon to you and welcome to NTV at One. I'm your host, Olive Burrows. Confusion still reigns on the future of the BBI, with the Senate and National Assembly committees confirming that only 11 counties debated the correct BBI bill. According to the committee, which says they have agreed on a joint report, 32 county assemblies received a bill with typographical errors, but this will not affect the outcome. The committee now says that the report will be presented to the two speakers next week. NTV's senior political affairs reporter Kennedy Muriithi has been following the goings-on at the Windsor Hotel, where the members of parliament have been meeting, and now joins us live. Kennedy, what do you have for us?
Well, a very good afternoon to you, Olive, there in studio. And here in Kiambu County, where the committee has just given their press conference indicating what they have been able to agree upon for the last 5 days where they have been meeting. But as you've just said, there is a bit of confusion that we would really want the chairperson of that committee to allay those fears for us, because you'll remember that they have indicated that 32 counties may have debated a report that had a typographical error that, according to the committee, is not very harmful, but 11 counties may have also gone ahead to debate the right one that did not have typographical errors. But right now we are joined by the chairperson of the National Assembly Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, Mr. Muturi Kigano, just to get a feel and to understand this in wholesome. Mheshimiwa, how does this even affect? You're saying that it won't affect, yet others believe that with a typographical error that has been debated by 32 other counties, then this is something that is quite worrisome.
No, that is why it is provided for. This sort of scenario is provided for in the law. There is a whole chapter called Chapter 1 of the Laws of Kenya, is the revision of laws. These are matters that are superficial errors that would be amendable because they don't go to the substance, they don't go to the root of the subject, they are just typographical errors. 87 being called 89. So that is the only thing. And if you look at it keenly, you see that there is no Article 87 sub-Article 7. It is not. There isn't. There is 87. There isn't sub-Article 87. But you have 89 sub-Article 7. The substance is in 89 sub-Article 7.
As a lawyer, and knowing that this might even cause an avenue for someone to go to the court of law just to say that the counties debated something that is different from the one that was there. Do they have those grounds?
No. That anybody who wants to go to court on such a frivolous thing will be vexatious and dismissible by the court on the face of his petition, because there is no substance, right? It is a car being called Toyota instead of Nissan. That sort of thing is not. It doesn't go to the root. Yeah, is very minor, and they are provided for. Even if you go to the standing orders of both houses, you see that these are errors that are correctable. They are not even correctable on a motion in the House. The Speaker has inherent powers to correct errors that do not go, that are apparent on the record or on the bill.
Also, in your press conference a few minutes ago, you were able to say that there are those who absconded from probably appending their signatures on the final report. And also, are we also looking at the possibility of a minority report from some members who were in that committee?
No, these are minor again, and these have been accommodated. The report could be unanimous, save for Senator Kangata. He didn't give his views, he just said he's rejecting the bill. Yeah. But
we also come across information where there is a probability that in the committee you have agreed that the position that the 70 new constituencies having been put in the BBI is unconstitutional, and there are some members who are opposed to that particular view. What would you say be, because we do understand that they are also pushing to have a minority report?
No, there is no minority report respecting the constituencies. It is just the tenor when the schedule and all that. But we have given our observations on this, because we are not supposed to give a decision. What we give is observations and commentaries. And we have brought a wealth of information a world of jurisprudence from many other countries and many other decisions from Europe, from all over the world. We have included them in the report so that to guide the House. But the basic thing is, irrespective of what feelings of you or I or any other member, the bill has been, we have a report that is adopted and approved by the committee, joint committee, and it goes to the Speaker. You cannot change that bill. That is a finding we have on the report, that the bill is under Article 257 because it is people-driven. It cannot be amended by anybody, even Parliament.
Now, just before I take you back to studio, when do you expect to take this report to the speakers of the...
Today. The report is from here is going to the Speaker. That's why, and you can, thereafter, it will be accessible to you and the members of the public. And then it will be a guide to members of both houses when they debate. It is useful as a guide.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well, Olive, I will leave the chairperson to go back because he says that there are some documents that he still needs to sign within the committee. But what we are coming from, Olive, is a matter of where those people who say potato and potato, where they are saying that this bill does not need to be changed too much, as they say, but they will. It is the prerogative of the Speaker to decide, and as they call it, they are calling it the minor changes. But what he has said at last is that this is a matter of public interest that will have to go to the public as per Article 257 of the Constitution. So the events that will take place starting today and next week are something that Kenyans will have to watch very keenly, because he is of the view that this is a frivolous matter that one cannot have to go to the courts to challenge, but it is a matter that Kenyans having that right might also just decide to do that, noting that that typographical error may cause something different, having noted that 32 county assemblies may have debated something different. We are also keeping an eye on that press conference that has been called by Irungu Kangata, the senator for Murang'a, as he had noted that the committee had insisted that he's the only person who absconded, but he is of the view that there are so many people who have divergent views, and there's a probability that even as they were making this decision today, they might have been coerced to sign this report or not. So it is a matter that we are waiting for, and there's a probability by the time we are giving you our news later in the day, we'll have gotten the full information and also the report itself. But right now we are keeping an eye on everything that is happening, and we'll be giving you details as and when we do get them in our subsequent bulletin. But right now, it's back to you, Olive, studio.
Thank you, Kennedy. It does promise to be a busy day for you. He spoke to the chair of the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee of the National Assembly, and that is Kigano Clement Muturi, who said the differences in the bills debated by the county assemblies did not go to the substance. On two matters, security and police at Changamwe Police Station in Mombasa County have launched a manhunt for suspects involved in a shooting last night. The shooting left 3 people dead and 1 person with serious injuries. Over 30 rounds of ammunition were fired, with the attackers managing to escape. Fatma Bugu with that report.
James Mwangi Munyalo, who was driving the Toyota Auris carrying 4 people, is among the 3 fatalities from the 9 p.m. shooting at Changamwe roundabout in Mombasa County. Confirming the incident, Changamwe OCPD David Matthew said the Toyota Auris was being followed by another vehicle carrying the gunman.
Upon reaching KRA staff houses, there's a motor vehicle that was being driven slightly behind it, and while they were in a motion mode, the occupants of this motor vehicle that is not known fired towards this Toyota Auris, killing the driver on the spot. The other 3 occupants were seriously injured, and this morning the other 2 have succumbed to the injuries.
From the look of things, the perpetrators had no intention of leaving anyone alive.
If you look at the concentration of the bullets, they are at the driver's door. So this one can tell us that probably they were targeting the driver. And the other bullets that may be loaded on the other occupants, maybe they were just stray bullets. But if you look at the face value, they are about 40 bullets.
Police recovered 5 mobile phones, several ATM cards, some money and 2 car keys from the Toyota that was shot at. The passengers didn't even manage to leave the car when they were shot at, and the attackers appear to have immediately left without taking anything. Maybe the sole survivor will give investigators some answers if he pulls through.
The only survivor who is not able to give us more information is hospitalized at Coast General Hospital. Not very stable, but we believe and pray that he will be okay. And thereafter, he will give us some information. We also have the cybercrime forensic investigators. They have already taken the particulars, especially the emails of the phone, the mobile phones and other things, so that we can link and get to know what information is contained in those mobile phones.
Security has been boosted in the area and residents have been urged to be extra vigilant and report to the police to help in investigations. The motive of the shooting is still unclear. Fatma Bogo, NTV, Mombasa County.
Staying with matters security, business in Narok town came to a standstill on Thursday evening after members of the public staged demonstrations to protest alleged police harassment. Residents claim that the police have been arresting people for flouting curfew rules, only to release them after they part with 3,000 shillings.
Chaos rocked Narok town for over 2 hours as angry residents took to the streets. The rowdy protesters who engaged the police in run-in battles accused the law enforcers of high-handedness as they enforced COVID-19 containment regulations. From the Majengo slums, mostly youth barricaded the Narok Maimahi road with rocks and burnt tires while chanting anti-police slogans. At some point, the protesters almost overpowered the police, forcing them to call for reinforcement. It all started at an eatery in the town center where police confronted some revelers who are not wearing face masks.
Na tumesema hatuvai mask, wacha tukufe na corona. Sisi tumesema namna hiyo.
Hata hii asla mtu wa pikipiki amebeba customer, wanamshika, wanampora, wanamtoa hiyo mask. Wanampora. Sasa hao watu hata hao wenyewe ni wakora. Sisi hatujakuwa wezi na hatujakuwa criminal. Kwa hivyo tunakula jasho yetu.
Tunasema hivi kinagaubaga. Huyo siasi wa hapa amekuwa kichijio wa wananchi. Tunatoa wapi? Kila saa.
The protest caused heavy traffic on the busy road. Security officials have advised the residents to follow the COVID-19 containment measures strictly.
From Narok County, let's take a look at the security situation in Uasin Gishu. And drama unfolded on a farm in Naiberi, and after some family members were forced to put their 21-acre parcel of land under police security. This follows a land dispute pitting family members against each other following the death of their father. Our reporter, Gabriel Kudaka, has those details.
It is planting season in most parts of the North Rift region. But unlike other farmers, Patricia Sawe can only embark on the task with protection from armed police officers. Much as agriculture is a lifeline for the economy, this is not what was meant when stakeholders were told to guard it at all costs.
Wamechukua shamba ya baba yetu, wakajipimia zaidi ya eka 150 ambaye haieleweki wako kwa shamba yetu kivipi.
One group of the family members, led by Patricia, had to obtain a court order for them to continue cultivating the land, pending a succession case that has been in court for more than 10 years.
Tuko kotini kwa succession, tukitaka kugawa shamba ya baba. Lakini tayari watu wamejaa kwa shamba, zaidi ya watu over 40 people wenye hatuelewi wanafanya nini kwa shamba.
Kama sisi watu wa serikali kama msaa mitaa, mimi wanataka kunyanyasa watu wengine, nataka watu ipate haki yao.
Shamba ndio tunataka tupande. Philip amekuja amefukuza matinga.
Their eldest brother Philip Sawe, who is being accused by his siblings of causing the feud, vacated the farm when the police officers arrived. He was reluctant to discuss the matter, only saying it was an issue that will be solved internally. Gabriel Kudaka, NTV.
On from matters security to matters equity, and the National Information Communication Technology Report of 2018, published by the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics and the Communications Authority of Kenya, reveals that women are still significantly disenfranchised in access to ICT services in Kenya. As Kenya joined the rest of the world in marking the International Girls in ICT Day, Nuru Abdulaziz explored how some women in Nairobi are breaking down barriers in the search for equity in ICT services.
As you enter the Nairobi CBD, what captures your attention is the countless number of electronics repair shops. These shops deal in the repair of mobile phones, laptops and other gadgets. Most of the people who own and work in the shops are men. But this might change in the coming years. This is due to the increasing number of women immersing themselves into the sector. Here at Frankie's Foundation, which is within the CBD, women are showing great interest in these skills. Franklin Ojiambo, who founded the training center in September 2019, had the intention of empowering the girl child.
We support needy and vulnerable women in their community. The main purpose of the training is to make them start their own workshops or their small shops at the end of the training so that they can earn a living.
I'm a student here at Frankie's Foundation where I'm learning to do cell phone and laptop repairs. I've been training for the past 1 month, but the whole training takes 3 months.
Seeing my friend coming here na nikasikia about Frankie's Foundation and the training, nikaona hii kama opportunity kuja kulearn na kugain skills. At least I could start up something on my own.
The number of girls joining the center has increased since its inception.
Early last year in March, when COVID struck, I lost my job. I used to be a teacher and I didn't have any skill that I would use to earn a living. I thought of it as very unique.
My family was very supportive. Hii ni sector ambayo it's male dominated, so them seeing me coming and trying out something that is male dominated, they were very, very supportive.
Most of the women venture into this field in order to acquire skills to support themselves.
I can't just watch men making an income and me staying back at home. I had to dive into this trade so that I can equally make an income. And I believe as a woman I can do this better.
Open up a laptop na kufix and knowing there's parts vizuri, it's empowering and enlightening for ladies.
But what are their future plans?
First of all, I'll work with this organization to train more women because this is a training imenitoa kwa poverty.
The first group of students who joined in September have already graduated.
We get skills, we are empowered, but we don't have that market to present our skills.
And that is why on this International Girls in ICT Day, these women are calling upon the county and national government to promote the involvement of girls and women in the technological sector. Nuru Abdulaziz, NTV.
Thank you for that enlightening report, Nuru. We take a break. We'll be back with more on NTV at 1.
Have you heard of the Kenya Airlift Program? An initiative that supports Kenyan students to undertake IT-related master's programs in the US? To qualify, one must have a minimum of a B plane in KCSE plus a second-class division in any undergraduate major. Apply. For details, visit www.kenyaairliftprogram.com or give us a call on +1813 573 5619. Kenya Airlift Program, empowering Kenyan students.
Brookhurst International School welcomes parents to enroll their sons and daughters for April and May 2021 intakes. Class 8 graduates, enroll now to realize your dreams. Call us and visit our website for more information. Brookhurst International School, dedicated to excellence.
Salad vegetable cooking oil is the clear flowing secret to tasty meals. Buy 5 liters of salad vegetable cooking oil today and get 250 grams Zesta tomato sauce for free. Iflo Kama Salad, salad vegetable cooking oil, available in all cooking outlets countrywide.
The day the world stopped was the day we found where to go. From now on, we are not going to leave anything on our plates, because we've learned to savor the moments that were always there, and they never tasted this good.
Every time Gran arrives, she always has a small reward for her.
I made this for you today.
Ah, thank you, my baby. It's so beautiful.
Wow!
She's happy, and I trust it because it's made with milk and other carefully controlled ingredients, without any colorings or preservatives. Care has been taken to make it. I love to see her happy because it meets her taste and fantasy. Kinder Joy, my trust, their joy.
Thank you for staying with us on NTV at One. For the first time in its 67-year history, the biennial Tokyo Motor Show in Japan has been cancelled on concerns of the spread of COVID-19. The motor show, which showcases the latest in motoring technology, was scheduled to take place in October, well after the Tokyo Olympics. The decision to cancel the show, which takes place once every 2 years, as the biennial indicates, may have the net effect of piling pressure on the Olympics, which were postponed from 2020 to July this year. In 2019, the Tokyo Motor Show brought in 1.3 million visitors. Chuka University has celebrated its 9th graduation ceremony for the year 2020-2021. Today's graduation ceremony was held virtually due to COVID-19 restrictions that have continued to affect many people across the country and around the world. The university's graduates joined a growing list of innovators by manufacturing hand sanitizers that the institution has been using. Despite the challenges brought about by, by COVID-19, the learning institution, through its leadership, has been able to utilize its resources and even offered corporate social responsibility through the donation of food to the vulnerable during the pandemic. The university has also donated 56 acres of land to construct the Chuka Vocational and Technical Institute in the region.
To all the graduating students, as you graduate today and enter the job market, endeavor to make Chuka University proud by being good ambassadors through your strong, innovative, ethical, and excellent contributions. I salute and applaud your achievements and wish you all the very best in your future endeavors.
You don't have to be employed by anybody else to make a contribution to the nation and building. You can self-employ yourself, not because you can't get anybody else to employ you, but because that is what you want to do, and you can make a difference. When you get to leadership positions, lead by example, and demonstrate the core values that Chuka University has instilled in you.
Congratulations to all those who graduated. Away from Kenya's borders, foreign leaders arrived in Chad for the funeral of the slain President Idris Deby as France backed the new military leaders in the face of rebel threats to resume an offensive in the capital, N'Djamena. Chad will bury veteran ruler Idris Deby today as concerns mount over the loss of a linchpin in the fight against jihadism in the Sahel. President Emmanuel Macron of France, the former colonial power, will attend the ceremony, and as will a dozen other heads of state and EU foreign policy chief Joseph Borrell. The ceremony will be followed by prayers at the capital's Grand Mosque, after which Deby is to be laid to rest alongside his father next to his birthplace in the far east of the desert country near the border with Sudan. The sudden death of Idris has unleashed anxious speculation about how leadership change will affect a nation pivotal to events in the Sahel and beyond. India posted a record rise in new coronavirus cases on Thursday in an alarming surge being blamed on double mutant variant and super spreader events. Crematoriums are working around the clock in many Indian cities, including New Delhi, to cope with the increasing COVID-19 fatalities as grieving families wait for hours to cremate their deceased relatives. Indian Health Ministry data showed nearly 315,000 new infections were recorded in the past 24 hours, the most any country has recorded in a day since the pandemic began. And that is as hospitals sent out desperate warnings that patients could die without fresh oxygen supplies. Concern about it has led some countries, including the United Kingdom, to slap travel restrictions on India. The United Arab Emirates became the latest to join the list, announcing on Thursday that it would suspend all flights from India. On to the sports news, and it's all systems go for ARC Equator Rally as it kicks off today at the designated 5.4-kilometer Loldia stretch in Naivasha. Yesterday, the pre-event schedule entailed an early morning free practice ahead of the much-anticipated qualifying stage from midday. The qualifying stage determined today's starting order for the ARC cars. KWS Training Institute has been a beehive of activity over the past 3 days, during which national cars and ARC registered entrants were inspected. Over 30 cars underwent pre-event checks. Today's fast leg will feature 3 stages at the expansive Soisambu Conservancy, which will be repeated twice. Leicester moved 4 points clear in third place in the Premier League with victory over relegation threatened West Brom at the King Power Stadium. 3 goals.